The space race, a dramatic emblem of the Cold War, was more than a mere competition of space exploration between the United States of America and the Soviet Union. It was a battle for technological supremacy and ideological dominance, played out on the cosmic stage. This chapter sets the scene for a period characterized by rapid scientific progress, political tension, and an underlying fear of nuclear war, where the cosmos became the new frontier for an age-old rivalry. The space race, emblematic of the mid-20th century, was rooted in the broader context of the Cold War, a period marked by geopolitical tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union. Its origins can be traced back to the aftermath of World War II, a time when both superpowers emerged as global leaders with contrasting ideologies. Post-World War II scenario. After World War II, the world witnessed a significant shift in power dynamics. The United States and the Soviet Union, having played crucial roles in the war, emerged not just as victors but also as competing superpowers. This period saw a division of the world into two blocks. The Western Bloc led by the USA, advocating capitalism and democracy, and the Eastern Bloc led by the USSR, promoting communism. The role of German scientists. The space race was significantly influenced by the involvement of German scientists. Post-World War II, both the USA and USSR scrambled to acquire German rocket technology and scientists, including Wernher von Braun. These scientists and their expertise in rocketry became pivotal in advancing the space programs of both nations. Early developments. The inception of the space race can be directly linked to the development of intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, which had the potential to deliver nuclear warheads across continents. Both nations realized that the technology powering these missiles could be adapted for space exploration. The USSR's successful launch of the R-7 Semyorka, the world's first intercontinental ballistic missile, in August 1957, marked a significant milestone. Sputnik. A catalyst for the space race. The launch of Sputnik 1 by the Soviet Union on October 4, 1957, was a watershed moment. As the first artificial Earth satellite, Sputnik sent shockwaves through the international community, especially in the United States, where it was perceived as a threat to national security. This event marked the official beginning of the space race and fueled the urgency in the United States to respond. The U.S. response. The United States' immediate response to the Sputnik crisis was to accelerate its own space program. This led to the creation of the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, NASA, in 1958. The U.S. government significantly increased funding for space research and development, viewing space exploration as a crucial element of national prestige, scientific progress, and military superiority. The ideological battlefield. The space race was more than just a competition in space exploration, it was an ideological battleground. Both superpowers aimed to demonstrate the superiority of their social, economic, and political systems through their achievements in space. Every milestone in space was not just a scientific achievement but also a propaganda tool, showcasing the prowess and progress of the respective ideologies. This section provides a comprehensive understanding of the early phases and motivations behind the space race, setting the stage for the subsequent chapters that delve into the specific achievements, challenges, and impacts of this remarkable period in history. The space race saw numerous groundbreaking achievements and ambitious projects by both the United States and the Soviet Union. Each milestone represented not just a leap in space exploration, but also a significant propaganda victory in the Cold War era. Soviet Union's early dominance. Sputnik 1, 1957. The world's first artificial satellite, marking the start of the space race. Its successful orbiting of Earth sent a clear message about Soviet space capabilities. Yuri Gagarin, 1961. The first human to orbit Earth, aboard Vostok 1. Gagarin's journey was a monumental achievement, cementing the USSR's lead in the space race. Luna program. A series of unmanned missions starting in 1959 aimed at exploring the Moon. Luna 2 became the first spacecraft to reach the Moon, and Luna 9 performed the first successful soft landing. The United States Response and Advancements Project Mercury, 1958-1963. The first U.S. human spaceflight program, aiming to put an American astronaut into orbit. Alan Shepard's suborbital flight in 1961 and John Glenn's orbital flight in 1962 were pivotal moments. Gemini program, 1961-1966. Focused on developing space travel techniques to support the Apollo mission. It achieved firsts in long-duration flight, extravehicular activity, and orbital maneuvers. Apollo program, 1961-1972. The most famous U.S. space program, culminating in Apollo 11's 1969 moon landing. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first and second humans to walk on the moon, marking a significant turning point in the space race. Lesser known but significant projects. Soviet Venus probes. The USSR's Venera program achieved the first human-made device's successful landing on another planet, Venus, providing valuable data about its atmosphere and surface. The U.S. Skylab, 1973-1974. America's first space station, Skylab, was a major step in long-duration space missions, vital for future space station projects. Technological and scientific contributions. The competition spurred significant technological advancements in rocketry, materials science, telecommunications, and computer technology. Scientifically, it expanded human knowledge about Earth, the Moon, and outer space, laying the groundwork for modern astrophysics and planetary science. Collaborative efforts and the decline of the race. Apollo-Soyuz Test Project, 1975. A joint U.S.-Soviet space mission, symbolizing the easing of Cold War tensions and the potential for future collaboration in space exploration. The winding down of the Apollo program and shifting priorities towards more practical applications in space technology marked a gradual end to the space race era. The key achievements and projects of the space race not only demonstrate the technological and scientific prowess of the United States and the Soviet Union, but also reflect the changing geopolitical landscape. The progression from fierce competition to tentative collaboration in space exploration mirrors the broader shifts in the Cold War dynamics. The space race was not just a contest of national pride, it was a hotbed of significant technological and scientific breakthroughs. These advancements transcended the immediate context of the Cold War, laying the foundation for the modern era of space exploration and various technological sectors. Rocketry and spacecraft technology. Development of powerful rockets. The necessity to launch objects into space led to the development of powerful multi-stage rockets. The Soviet R-7 and the American Saturn V are notable examples, representing major leaps in propulsion technology. Spacecraft design and engineering. The design and construction of spacecraft like the Soviet Vostok and the American Apollo capsules involved breakthroughs in materials science, thermal protection, and life support systems. Satellite technology and communications. Advancements in satellite technology. Early satellites, starting with Sputnik, paved the way for a better understanding of Earth's upper atmosphere and ionosphere. This knowledge was crucial for developing communication and weather satellites. Global communication network. The space race accelerated the development of a global communication network, exemplified by satellites like Telstar, which facilitated transatlantic television broadcasts. Navigation and observation technologies. GPS precursors. The space race laid the groundwork for the Global Positioning System, GPS. Technologies developed for tracking and communication with spacecraft were directly applicable to satellite navigation systems. Earth observation. Satellites such as Landsat, launched in the later stages of the space race, began the era of Earth observation, which has had profound implications for environmental monitoring, urban planning, and disaster management. Scientific discoveries and research. Lunar science. The Apollo missions brought back lunar rock samples, providing invaluable data about the Moon's composition and the early solar system. Planetary science. Both American and Soviet probes to Venus and Mars yielded vital information about these planets, changing our understanding of the solar system. Astrophysics and cosmology. Observations made during space missions have contributed significantly to astrophysics, including understanding cosmic rays and the solar wind. Spin-off technologies. Miniaturization of electronics. Space missions required compact and reliable electronics, propelling advancements in miniaturization that would later benefit consumer electronics, including computers and smartphones. Materials science. The development of new materials capable of withstanding extreme temperatures and radiation in space has found applications in various industries, from aviation to medical technologies. Broader impact on society and industry. The technological and scientific breakthroughs of the space race catalyzed growth in numerous sectors, driving innovation and economic growth. The challenge of space exploration inspired generations of scientists and engineers, fostering a culture of scientific inquiry and problem-solving. The space race's technological and scientific breakthroughs were monumental, extending far beyond the immediate goals of Cold War supremacy. These achievements not only transformed our understanding of space, but also revolutionized various aspects of everyday life on Earth, demonstrating the far-reaching impact of this extraordinary period of human endeavor. The space race, a centerpiece of the Cold War, had profound political and cultural influences that extended beyond the technological and scientific spheres, deeply impacting global geopolitics, national identities, and public imagination. Geopolitical impact and national prestige. Superpower rivalry. The space race was a prominent front in the Cold War, symbolizing the ideological battle between capitalism and communism. Each milestone in space was touted as evidence of the superiority of the respective political and economic systems. Global leadership. Achievements in space exploration were seen as indicators of national strength and technological prowess, contributing to the global standing of the USA and the USSR. Space diplomacy. Later stages of the space race saw a shift towards space diplomacy, most notably the Apollo-Soyuz test project, which symbolized a thaw in Cold War tensions and the potential for cooperative ventures in space. Cultural and social influence. Inspiring innovation and education. The race to space captured the public imagination, inspiring a generation to pursue careers in science and engineering. It led to enhanced focus on education in these fields, particularly in the United States. Science fiction and popular culture. The space race fueled science fiction literature and cinema, with space exploration becoming a central theme in popular culture. Films like 2001: A Space Odyssey and television series like Star Trek were directly influenced by the events of the space race. Public perception of space. The achievements in space exploration altered humanity's perception of space, transforming it from a distant, abstract concept to a tangible frontier accessible to human exploration. Impact on international relations. Space as a diplomatic arena. The space race led to the establishment of legal frameworks for space, including the Outer Space Treaty of 1967, which laid the groundwork for international space law and cooperation. Influence on non-aligned nations. The achievements in space served as a tool for both the USA and USSR to influence non-aligned nations, showcasing technological capabilities and offering assistance in space programs as a means of geopolitical alignment. Legacy and long-term effects. The space race contributed to the formation of enduring space agencies, notably NASA in the United States and Roscosmos in Russia, which continue to shape space exploration. It led to the recognition of space as a common heritage of mankind, prompting ongoing global conversations about the responsible use of space and its role in the future of humanity. The space race's political and cultural impact was wide-reaching, shaping international relations, inspiring cultural shifts, and redefining the role of space in the human experience. Its legacy continues to influence contemporary space endeavors and the broader political and cultural landscape. The conclusion of the space race marked a significant transition in global space exploration, leaving a lasting legacy that influenced international relations, technological innovation, and the collective human consciousness. The winding down of competition. Shifting priorities. By the late 1960s and 1970s, both the USA and USSR began to reevaluate their priorities in space exploration. The immense costs, coupled with changing political landscapes, led to a de-escalation in the race for space dominance. Détente and cooperation. The era of détente in the Cold War saw a reduction in direct competition. The Apollo-Soyuz test project in 1975, where American and Soviet spacecraft docked in space, was a symbolic end to the space race, ushering in an era of cooperation in space exploration. Technological and scientific advancements. The space race propelled advancements in a range of technologies, including rocketry, materials science, telecommunications, and computer science. Many of these technologies found widespread applications beyond space exploration, such as in medicine, transportation, and everyday consumer electronics. Scientifically, the space race expanded our understanding of space and our place in the universe. It provided the first close-up views of other celestial bodies and crucial data about the space environment. Cultural and educational impacts. The end of the space race did not diminish public interest in space. Instead, it continued to inspire generations, influencing education, popular culture, and media. The fascination with space exploration persisted through films, books, and an increasing interest in STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics education. The legacy in international relations. The end of the space race led to more collaborative international efforts in space exploration, including the development of the International Space Station, a symbol of global cooperation in space. The legacy of the space race also includes a greater emphasis on peaceful exploration of space, as outlined in various international treaties and agreements. Paving the way for modern space exploration. The competition of the space race laid the groundwork for the current landscape of space exploration, which includes not only national space agencies but also private sector involvement. It set the stage for ambitious future projects like Mars exploration, deep space missions, and the commercialization of space travel. Reflection and re-evaluation. In retrospect, the space race is often viewed as a mixture of scientific pursuit and geopolitical rivalry. Its end has prompted a re-evaluation of the motives and methods of exploring space, emphasizing sustainability and international collaboration over competition and nationalistic pride. In conclusion, the end of the space race marked not just the cessation of a competitive era, but the beginning of a more cooperative and globally oriented phase in space exploration. Its legacy is evident in the ongoing advancements in space technology, the enduring public fascination with space, and the continued pursuit of knowledge and exploration beyond our planet. Wrapping up, this part revisits the significance of the space race in the modern context. It ponders on what this historical event teaches us about the current and future state of space exploration and international cooperation.